what is going on. I think we're being lied to. We've been lied to for many years. And I think, like I said before, numerous times, we've been rebooted several times. And the rate it's going right now, give it another 50 years and we're going to be in a hell of a bad shape, if not worse. I mean, look at this. Like, again, another asteroid coming by around Christmas time, a huge one. One of these days, one of these things are going to hit. It's, we're playing craps here, right? You're going to the casino and, and so far we've been winning. Well, you know what? Maybe we're the establishment, but one of these days it's going to be the asteroid is the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I reported on a couple of them tonight, or one tonight and one the other night. So, yeah, matter of fact, the 26th, around 3 o'clock in the morning, I believe, was the next close one coming by. And they're coming by all the time. And there's, the ones that come in the line of the sun, the ones we can't see till it's too late. But here's the thing, what are we going to do anyway? We don't really have a system to protect ourselves against these asteroids. So, again, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. We've been hit many, many times. It's a matter of the angle, the size, and all these different variables, but it's not a good ending.
No. Hey, but if I knew for sure, you know what I'd be doing? I would have my beer right there. Okay? I have my pizza right there. And I'd have my family right there, and we'd be just eating all the pizza and eating all the stuff that, it's bad for us, and getting drunk and saying, oh, well. You like that one famous song, God, I can't think of her name, song, Is That All There Is? Then Let's Be Friends. I just think about that. Is that all there is? I mean, isn't that all there is with life?
You would be the one, like in that movie when the asteroid came, you'd be on the beach and all the water goes way out, which is a bad sign when that happens. And then comes the big wave and you're sitting there eating your pizza.
What good is it? Are you going to run? Are you? Okay, I seen that movie. Okay, the ocean goes out, right, and all these ships and boats are on the bottom of the bay, right, and then all of a sudden they see this couple 100-foot wave coming. Now, you're running your little ass off as fast as you can to get away. You're not going to get away. You face it. You're a goner. So what's the point of exhausting yourself and getting tired? You might as well sit there and eat your pizza and drinking your beer and watch it and say, hey, if there's an afterlife, at least I had a good experience here.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Just the weight alone of a 200-foot wave coming down on you, it's probably going to do you in right there, not to mention...
It doesn't matter, okay? A ship's going to come crashing down from that 300-foot wave. It's going to gush you. You're going to drown. A shark is going to eat you, Well, hey, what can I say? You're a goner. Now, I just want to say to these other people, listen to me say about Loveline. That was a joke. It was a simple joke. I said, hey, this is Loveline, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I used to do many years ago on a radio. You remember that TV show, where they had the three, females, or the three guys and the female?
Yeah.
Okay, and, they would ask questions, the dating game. Well, it was a dating game over, the airways where people would call in. I just wanted it, because, hey, New Year coming up, I just wanted, to fart around a little bit.
Did you know that Ted Bundy was actually on that show? I seen it. He was.
Probably. And, maybe did they ever check and see if his date that night, if he won, ever came home?
I don't know if he won or not, but I remember seeing a clip where he was on it. Boy, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, I don't know. But, hey, we only got a few minutes left. I wish hopefully you're going to go over to your sister's house and have a nice meal and open up a couple gifts. I know here it's going to be kind of a weird Christmas because of some situations. We can't put our tree up because these two dogs will eat it. I swear to God, these dogs will eat anything and everything. My wife's macabre is in a big bird cage. They're eating the droppings from the bird even. And now the bird this macabre has gotten so attached to these two dogs that it's feeding the dogs. The dogs go up there, they put their tongue up by the cage, and the bird is feeding them bird food.
Isn't that something? Wow. That's amazing, because a lot of birds, they big dogs like that will shock them and give them like PTSD. But it sounds like this is a match made in heaven here.
Yeah, then my other wife has a parrot. Not my other wife. My wife, my wife's other bird in our dining room, which is not a dining room anymore. It's her bird room. It's been converted. Hang on, I got a cough. Anyway. That bird, when I go in there and vacuum the kitchen, it just waits till I get done vacuuming around the bird cages. And then it takes the peanuts in the shell, throws it out of the cage so I can vacuum it back up again. And I get maybe 4 or 5 feet away from the bird cage, and then it starts throwing out bird food. You keep hearing it hit the floor, because we have, the wood floors. And the bird does it to torment me.
Oh, that bird's busting your balls.
Yeah. I mean, if I go in there and I don't have the vacuum cleaner, it doesn't throw anything out of his cage. Soon as I go in there with a vacuum cleaner, it hears the vacuum cleaner. Okay, I'm going to throw this out. I'm going to throw this out. Every time he gets done vacuuming and moves on, I'm throwing stuff out where he has to come back. I think it just likes watching me vacuum back and forth. I mean, what can I say?
That bird's got your number. He's bust your balls every time you leave. I could just see that happening too.
Now, so anyway, my wife's macaw feeds these two big, huge, dogs. Boy, they're horses actually. And then, and that just started here this week. I didn't believe it. My daughter says, "Hey, do you know the macabre is feeding the dogs?" And I go, "Feeding the dogs?" And then I was sitting there, babysitting these dogs yesterday, and the dogs kept going up there, like for a treat. And the bird, okay, here's one little bird seed. Here's another bird seed. And the dogs are all excited to get a bird seed.
You suppose the birds, they have a little union meeting there, and the bird says, "Hey, go in there and bust Gary's balls a little bit."
I don't know, but I'm starting to think these birds have more brains than these two dogs do.
I think they're the leaders, if you ask me.
Yeah. Now the bird has learned to imitate the barking of the dogs.
Oh,
so I'll be down the hallway, and I feel, oh boy, my son's come out of our cabin. He's got the dogs in the house. I go in there, right? There ain't no dogs in the house. It's the bird doing it.
That bird has got your number, man. He knows how to bust your balls.
And that isn't the bad part. It'll at a certain time in the morning. Okay. Now Richard, before he moved out for a year, and then now he's back. At a certain time we'd yell at him in the morning to wake him up. "Hey, Richard, get up." So at a certain time in the morning, and which is around 5 o'clock in the morning, the bird still does it every morning. "Richard, get up. Richard, get up." For about 20 minutes. "Richard, get up." The other thing I hate about this bird, it imitates my cell phone ring perfectly.
Oh, Lord.
So when I'm out there watching TV, right, I'm thinking, oh, maybe James is calling me. I pick up my phone, and then I realize it isn't the phone, it's the bird.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has it. Once you pick it up, he doesn't say "got you" or something like to really bust your balls.
I don't know. Yeah, and the word, sometimes I'll sat there for a year trying to teach the bird to say one word, and it wouldn't learn it. One day I sat there and tell my wife, "Bring me a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper." The next day I'm in the front room. Now its new word is Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper.
He has selective learning, only what he wants to learn.
Probably. Or you go out to the front door, it says bye-bye.
Yeah, or don't let the door hit you in the butt or something.
Yeah. Of course, it did learn one word I would say sometimes to my son. When he wasn't around, I would say not a nice word. And the bird would sit there and say, blankety blank. And a couple of times my one son was there when the bird said it. And he goes, "Where did the bird learn that?" I said, "I have no idea. Maybe he just figured that out on his own."
Yeah. He said the bird was looking over our dictionary, daggone it, and he put together this sentence, because we don't say that about you.
Yeah. Of course, the dogs learned one thing. Don't put your tongue in the cage if the bird isn't wanting to feed you, because the bird will take its little beak, because this bird is almost the size of a turkey, or a small turkey. And in the macabre or a big parrot, people don't realize, if you stick your finger in there, they can actually take your finger off in one bite.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone, you know. In fact, that's how my wife got one of the birds. The guy's wife, was feeding it and lost a finger.
I'm surprised the dogs don't have forked tongues yet.
They probably do. I haven't checked. But anyway, I just want to tell everybody out there, because the New Year's coming up, I just want to thank you. You have made my show very special to me. Because back on June 16th, I almost gave up. I took some major falls. I got to the point where I was using the walker because I did some major damage to me. And I was getting to the point I was walking, and then with the walker, I took another fall, sprained my ankle. It's now much better. But how can I say? The time it took me to start walking again with a walker and get my balance back took a couple months. I almost back down at square one. I can now walk about 5 feet with a walker, and that's it. A lot of people don't realize if something happens to you where you're in bed for 6 weeks to 2 months, you lose your ability to walk. You just don't realize it. If you don't walk, after a month or so, what happens is your muscles in your leg shrink up, can't support your body weight. And then when you start building, even if you exercise, build up your muscles, it takes a long time to get your balance back. Like when you watch a baby learning to walk, they make a lot of falls. Unfortunately, when you're an older person, you can't afford to make those falls.
No, and you're right. You get muscle atrophy, and you're right. You can't support your weight. But thank goodness you didn't give up. You came back. You've been working out, and you're making progress at your own pace.
Well, I was saying, if it wasn't for the listeners, I would have gave up, and I'm not going to explain that. But I went through a real deep depression. I was in the service. I saw combat. I saw a lot of things. I tell you, laying in bed for 6 weeks, not being able to sit up, to walk, do anything, okay, and having to use a bedpan does something to you emotionally. And then, I didn't do the show for over a month. And then I started getting, people saying, how you doing? And a lot of supportive people like James Krishbaum was there for me. I mean, one day it all hit me. What I was doing wrong, because I've been in radio for almost all my adult life. But I was, retired for 10 years, coming on as like starting all over again, like you'd never been in radio. Seriously. And without the love of a lot of my listeners, I wouldn't be doing the show now. And I think the show has really been improving. And I want to thank everybody. And again, our time is up. I just want everybody to have the best Christmas ever. Share your love with your family. It's very important. Not the gift. Just remember that. The gift isn't the important thing. The family, the love is. Everybody, I want you to have a great Christmas, and we'll talk to you after Christmas. James, you too, my friend.
You have a great Christmas, and all the listeners too. And we'll talk to you on the other side. Bye-bye.